Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. It's your girl, Kamie Crawford. And today, snaps all around. Morgan Bailey, you know her from TikTok. You know her from the random man from Atlanta. Viral videos. But we have the real Morgan Bailey here with us today. Morgan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. I'm honored.
Of course. No, I'm honored.
I'm honored. I mean, I know, well, maybe we should first start with how we got here. I think we got here because I was popping off on social media.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like people are used to you popping off. I pop off when I feel like an injustice is happening.
I feel you. That's fair. That's valid.
I don't like a bully.
I feel you.
Like I really, really fucking hate a bully.
And I be getting bullied.
And you be getting bullied a lot.
I do. The girlies eat me up.
And I feel like you're very good at clapping back.
Mm-hmm.
And I can relate to that because I'm definitely like that too.
Mm-hmm.
But there gets to a point where like shit is not cute anymore.
I feel you. Yeah.
There gets to a point where things become like very personal and very like evil.
Yeah.
And I feel like you receive a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't fucking appreciate it.
Okay. Tell them.
That's where I'm starting. That's where I'm starting off. But Morgan, you have had like a whirlwind of a couple years. How long have you been on social media?
Not even 2 years.
Not even 2 years.
Not even a year and a half.
It hasn't even been a year and a half?
It's coming up soon, girl. It's coming up soon. Yeah.
Because Gigi's how old?
2.
What?
I think I started posting when she was, okay, so about a year and a half. I think like my first kind of viralness well, I only posted for like 2 weeks before I went viral for real. And then I think I remember like she was 7 months and I was singing. I was like, I sound like Beyonce. Let's sing you happy birthday 7 months.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it was like that. So it's almost about a year and a half.
It feels like so much longer than that.
I know. I've lived so many lives on social media. Like
literally have.
I just keep the girlies talking.
And you know what? We love you for it.
Okay.
But I want to talk about who you were before social media.
Mm-hmm.
Where was your life at? What were you doing? Where were you living? I know you live in Michigan now, but are you from Michigan?
Mm-hmm. I'm from Detroit. Yep, I'm from Detroit. So before social media, I had lived so many lives. I've always lived up my okay. I switched up my personality every week, but I had at the time I was back at my parents' house. Had come back from Atlanta, so I just had a baby. So I was at my parents' house. I was in Detroit.
But you were in Atlanta for school?
No, I had lived there.
Oh, so you lived in Detroit and then you moved to Atlanta just for funsies?
21, first time moving out. It wasn't in Atlanta. It's outside of Atlanta, but my dad was from there. Like, had all my family there, my cousins. Just wanted to, have fun, switch it up. I always knew I wanted to live in Georgia, so moved out. That's a big step to move all the way out of state. Your first time you move out, but so I was in Atlanta, then I came back.
Okay, well, when you got to Atlanta, what were you thinking that you wanted to do career-wise? Did you have like an idea of what you wanted to become one day?
I always had a good job. I was mortgage banking, like for a big company. Like I worked from home, had a good job. I always kept a good job, So I was always kind of ahead. Like I knew I didn't want to go to college. Like I knew I wanted to do social media, but I wasn't sure how I was gonna get there. So I was just mortgage banking, but working from home, like living.
And I know you had like a YouTube channel. You were like on YouTube for a little bit.
No, I only ever posted one video and then I
Really?
I posted one video and then I popped off. I got 561 views, a lot for my first YouTube video.
So you're like who people think that they're gonna become when they start posting on social media.
I am. I'm telling you, I am. I am.
Did you want that though? Like, were you expecting that? Were you trying to blow up, or were you just living?
So what's funny is like I always was like, I'm gonna do content, and everybody around me has always been like, do content, like take it seriously, do content, and it comes when you least expect it. Like I'm a mom, and I'm like, how am I gonna make this work? I'm a mom, you know what I'm saying? And then the situation was just crazy, so it's like, who am I going to be online? And maybe that's what it took. You know what I'm saying? So steps happen for a reason. But I started posting consistently for like, I think 2 weeks. And then it took off from there. It's crazy now that it's like so crazy to say.
Morgan, this is why the bitches are mad.
I know.
Because they've been posting for years and not one video pops off. But it's always the videos that you don't think are going to pop off.
Thank you.
It's always the videos that I don't care about that end up doing numbers. I'm like, this is not the one that I was like meticulously editing for 3 weeks straight. It's the one that I didn't care about that goes crazy.
Yeah, because I was posting 3 times a day, right? I was doing aesthetic, not really aesthetic, because I was not. I look back and I'm like, oh my god, why did you think
aesthetic for the
watch
time?
Yeah, so, you know, like they were like 5-minute long. Get ready with me, 60-second pauses in between the words, but yeah. Then one day I was just like, girl, why are you acting like? Who are you? Like, why are you keeping it clean on here? So yeah, I said my coochie was sweating. I was carrying all those bags, and I said, Morgan, don't post that. Like, come on now, you have a corporate job. You're going to work. Like, I worked with like bougie girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was outside of the box. Like, because I'm from Detroit, it's like the bougie part of Michigan. So like, I was trying to really, you know, I was like, they're gonna see this. I went to work, and this girl was like, girl, you're famous. She was like, you have 1 million views. I'm like, 1 million views. I was like, I just got to work. Like I was an hour in, and it was like at 1 million, and it was crazy. It was overnight. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, people just loved me, and it felt so good because it was like the first video where I actually was like, let me just do me, you know. Yeah. So yeah,
but we all know. I mean, I say this all the time. I think because I've been in the industry for a really long time. I started when I was 17 years old, and I won a beauty pageant, and I did not realize how people can go from absolutely loving you to absolutely hating you.
Yeah, quickly.
And hating on you very quickly. And I mean, I'm going to get to that. But let's talk about you're in Atlanta. You meet this man. Are we calling him random man from Atlanta, or are we calling him by his name?
Girl, up to you. Because when we get the backlash, you decided what.
Shit, I'll take it. I'm good with it.
Okay.
Well, we know his name is Jquan. He has come out. He has made himself known.
We should make it about me, Morgan's baby dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
So your BD. How did you meet? Where did you meet?
That's a good question. I was just living. So it's kind of funny because like, you know how things happen, and it's just like, if I didn't do that, this wouldn't happen. Like, I got to Atlanta, we'll call it. I had that great job. Like, I was very financial stable for like a 21-year-old. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, easily. So I found this beautiful apartment. It's like the most expensive in the town. I'm like, I'm gonna move into it. I got approved for 1 bedroom. It was gonna be my first apartment. My cousins are like, girl, we want to get an apartment. We should be roommates. They're like, let's go and live in this college living. And I'm like, I was kind of bougie. I'm like, college living? No, I'm not doing that. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not going from this amazing apartment to that. And I kind of talked to everybody. My mom was like, I mean, save money. Like, why not, And then I was like, well, I have FOMO, so I'm coming with the girlies. So yeah, I got that apartment. Literally the day of, he's like, walking his dog around, like, you know what I'm saying? Just walking his dog around, trying to talk to me, trying to talk to him. You know, he was very friendly. So he lived on the 1st floor. I lived on the 3rd floor. So.
Got it.
Yeah. And the rest is history.
Child.
Yeah. That'll get you every time. That'll get you every time.
I have a friend who had a little apartment complex boo. And I'm like, it's like, don't shit where you eat.
No.
It's too close for comfort because it's like, it's easy to go back to each other's places. It's easy to like
who's coming in. There's no sneaking around. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're basically married.
Yeah.
Like you're married without a ring. Like it's so bad. It is.
And how long did you guys date before you got pregnant?
Not long. Like, and it's so crazy because like for the TMI, but for the longest time, my parents would literally, they're like, is Morgan a lesbian? Like, I never gave a man a chance. Like, no, I was obviously into them. I had a high school crush, whatever.
Yeah.
But I have 4 big sisters. You know how many times I watched them get their heart broken? I was stubborn. They were like, girl, you got to give somebody a chance. You have to. Yeah. And of course, the first time I let my guard down, that's how it goes. I should have known better. I should have listened to myself. But, now I have Gigi, so it happened for a reason. But yeah, so I was maybe like 6 months, I want to say, before I was pregnant. That might be stretching, trying to make it sound good. I don't even think it was 6 months for real.
6 days.
But no, like
6 weeks.
Whew, it was quick, girl. It was quick. It was fast.
Wow. Okay, so then you get pregnant.
I get pregnant.
And what was the first thought that came into your head?
I'm like, I'm pregnant. Yeah. Girl, the first thought, I gotta stay true to myself. Abortion. It was. You know what I'm saying? It really was. And I have no shame in saying that because I didn't do it anyways. And whatever you want to do, what you want to do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was like, okay, like I'm young, you know, like what is like what is this? Well, I don't even know you. You don't know me. Like we were dating, but that was it. But but then I was like, no, like I'm a mom. Like I was like, I always wanted to be like kind of like a young mom if I had my life together. So I was like, I'm that girl. Like I can be a mom. Like I know I have nieces, you know, I'm good with kids. Like I had a good job. I had my head on straight. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Yeah. And you know, he wanted to keep the baby no matter what. So
really?
Yeah.
So you guys had a conversation. You both were on the same page.
Yeah, we were on the same page. He wanted a baby, like he wanted a family, all that and how it goes. Yeah. Yeah.
And what about your family? How was their reaction?
My mom sent a thumbs up emoji. They're so nonchalant.
You said that in the group chat?
Girl, I was like, well, because I was sick. I was like, girl, I'm sick. I was trying to wait. You know, I wanted to do a cute little, like, you come home, have the little, you know, the little slippers in the box, and do a little aesthetic moment. But she knew. I was like, I'm sick. I was like, I'm sick. I'm losing all this weight. She sent pregnant emoji question mark. I sent thumbs up. She said, congrats. And I texted my dad. I was like, I think I said something like, your favorite grandchild's on the way. He's like, okay. And yeah, but they weren't mad or anything. You know, I was grown. Like, you can't tell me nothing. My parents are very supportive.
But the fact that like you went from not dating to like, oh, I'm pregnant.
I know. They were probably shocked that I wasn't a lesbian. Like, for real. That's what it was now that I think about it. They might not believe me.
Great.
Yes. No, that's exactly what it was. Like, finally, take her off the streets. Yeah. So...
Wow. But did they ask, like, who is this person?
They knew. They knew. Because they were kind of the ones that told me to give him a chance. Like, because I told him I liked him, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they were just like, yeah, see where it goes. Yeah. They didn't expect that out of me. But, you know, I'm full of surprises. Yeah. I got to keep the girlies talking. So it was just a part of the plot.
You're a Pisces.
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, wait.
I love Pisces, though, but I'm an Aquarius.
Why did I think it was Pisces season? Look at me being an astrology buff and not knowing what the fuck
No, seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm an Aquarius.
Because we were talking about the rebrand, I was like, that's I mean, it's Aquarian Pisces energy. It's definitely both.
Yeah, it really is. I love Pisces, so yeah. I think I give both. That's a compliment. I'm going to take it and run with it.
What is he?
A Virgo. Girl, a Virgo.
I haven't heard great things about Virgo men.
That was my first run-in and last.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, it did it.
Okay, so throughout your pregnancy, though, he was there? Like, you felt supported?
Yes.
Everything was good?
He was there. There were really, you know, I like looking back, obviously, there were red flags, whatever, but it's like in that type of situation, who doesn't have them? You know, like, so there was red flags, but he was there, like, I know I said random man. I've never slept with a random man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was there. He knew the whole way through, you know, like, yeah. So we were having a baby. Okay. I was about to be a family. I'm looking back like, girl, what are you thinking? Well, it's so funny.
I think, you know, I'm a big sister too. Yeah. I have 5 younger sisters. So I do this shit. This is my job. And
I can't relate.
I feel like this is why when I heard your story in the first place, and like, obviously, if you know, like, you had Gigi. Yeah. 30 days after you have a C-section. Yep. He what?
4 days before my birthday. It's almost like the anniversary, like 2-year anniversary. But yeah, he was like, yeah, bye. He got in his car and he left.
Was there like a argument? Like not that there would be anything to excuse it, but
it sounds so bad, but he was always like, when I have my baby, I'm leaving. But it was like always like, when you're in that toxic situation, you're like, you're gonna be here tomorrow. Yeah. Like, you'll be here the next day. You're here the next day. Yeah. But then I actually, like, this is the thing. He didn't leave me. I let him leave. Well, obviously I did. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't holding him by his neck, but I told him, I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to be with you. I don't like the way I'm being treated. Like, I'm a mom. Like, I just had a C-section. You're not being kind to me. Like, so yeah, I told him, pack your stuff and get out of here.
Yeah.
And then, girl, when he did, I was like, oh, okay, you did. And so I was like, I already told the story, but I was down bad. I was like begging him, like, please don't leave, da 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 da. Like, and then my mom, people think my mom's such a pushover. My mom came. My dad is like so calm. He's so calm. So my dad's like, talking to him because they vibed really well with each other from the same city, grew, kind of went the same paths of like, trying to get out of it. But my dad is like so calm. He's like such a good man. He's so gentle. So he talked him out of it. Girl, my mom hit that garage door. She came home because she knew at that point, it's like we related, like, as women, like, okay, I just had a baby and this man's like, she never gone through that, obviously. But she went down them steps. She, pop, pop, pop. She was going down those steps like, I'm not doing this. She went off on him, went off on my dad. Like, you shouldn't even be talking to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? She had it. It was mama bear moment. And he grabbed his keys and got up out of there. And he left. And I hadn't seen him for a year. And it was just me and Gigi. And I remember my mom, like being in my car, like, he just left. She's like, yeah, that's what they do. She was like, and you let him. And we don't care. And she was like, come on. Like, she was like, come on inside. I got you. She was like, I got you. Your dad's got Gigi. We got Gigi. We got you. And it's just us. And it was,
Wow.
And that was how it went.
I mean, thank God they were there for you.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I can't imagine, one, you're still recovering from a surgery.
Yeah.
2, you have this new baby. 3, you're dealing with postpartum. Like, regardless of how your postpartum goes, you're still dealing with it. And then this happens. Were you, how did you feel? I mean, like, my milk supply dropped, so I had to start not only breastfeeding, but also, like, giving her formula. Like, I secluded myself from everybody because, I kind of felt anger towards my mom because I'm like, you were the straw that broke the camel's back, but a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is. But I was separating. I was embarrassed. Like, I had always had a good job. I got fired because I had gotten a new job and like it was like a contract to hire an HR. And when I asked for maternity leave, they ended the contract, which, okay, fine. But yes. Not fine. That's
I
definitely
know,
like illegal.
No, literally it was. But
What?
like, yeah, so it was a lot. Like I had lost everything. I didn't lose my apartment. I didn't get evicted. No, they're not about to eat me up. But like my apartment thing ended and I was back home and like it was a lot. And then it was like, it was so much. I genuinely don't know how I got through. Like looking back, I'm like, you were that girl. Like you literally put yourself back together like no other. And like, cool, get mad at me for getting back with him. But like, I've been through that, like to go through that and then kind of go back. It's like, you gotta close it somehow. And like firm believer in like going back till you hate them. Cause it works. That's what you have to do. So I picked up my pieces. I knew I had Gigi. I knew I wasn't leaving her side. Like I knew that I had to focus on her. And that's what I did. I got an amazing job. I found like my job was like my savior at that time. It was like my safe space. You know what I'm saying? So I got a job. Like I was making ends meet with the babysitting and all that. Like, yeah, I got my own apartment and I just moved on.
Yeah. In Michigan.
In Michigan, yeah.
Got it.
I stayed in Michigan. I was living with my parents for a little while. And then, I just, the rest is history. Crazy.
But then you post this video. It goes crazy. People are like, this is how I feel.
Exactly.
Like motherhood is not all sunshine and rainbows every single day. Like someday your titty is leaking and you have this baby you got to take care of and it's hot and like, what the fuck?
Girl, I was late today because my titty was leaking. Like, it's still a mess. It's still a mess.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yes. So, yeah.
From what I hear.
No, seriously.
But that relatability struck so many people.
It did.
You gain this huge following. People love watching you. They love hearing, I'm not going to say they love watching you struggle, but like they're kind of like along with you for the ride. Like they're also feeling it.
Absolutely.
And I remember seeing that video, hilarious, obviously. And even though I couldn't relate, I was like, wow, like this girl is like, she's doing her thing.
Yeah.
And the random man from Atlanta, to me, I was like, it's a bit. Like, it's not like,
exactly.
It's not like she's saying like, oh yes, I went and got impregnated by this stranger that I didn't know.
Right.
Which I think people had maybe that in their mind.
Yeah.
But it was a It was a bit.
It was a bit, and it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah.
But the rest of it wasn't a bit. That was your life. That
exactly.
was, you're a single mom trying to do your daughter's hair.
Yeah.
She's funny. She has like her little moments and she's like looking at the camera and it just like it worked and it fit and people loved it.
Yes.
And they loved it for a while. And then
he comes back into play, girl. Men will do it every time.
And they will. And this is what I was going to get to. Because I feel like I see a lot. The internet in general is a very judgmental place.
For sure.
People are very quick to judge and rarely as quick to like find compassion and empathy and also hold a mirror to their own face and see, what they've done in their lives. We have all taken a motherfucker back that had no business being in our fucking face, presence, fart, air,
everybody,
literally we all have. And I remember when you posted the video saying that he was back in town.
You want me to do a little random man from Atlanta's in town? Oh my God, the unfollows were real. I feel them though. Looking back, I'm like, girl, valid. Like,
I mean, people were definitely like, why is she excited? Like, why is she happy?
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, it's still a bit, but also she's young. She has this baby. The man hasn't seen the baby in a year.
I was really happy I would like when you see, it just felt like he wasn't in town, like he wasn't like there to stay or whatever. Like it was very like last minute, and I thought I was like really over the situation. That's why I had let him back. But looking back, I'm like, no, you knew deep down you weren't. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to tell myself that like, okay, we can co-parent, but it's just you know how that is, like And I felt it was a lot because it's like. You just want when you, especially like when you I know I feel like this isn't it's not really an excuse, but when you are used to that normalcy of like just my parents, they've always been together. You know what I'm saying? I had that regular life, like so it was very hard. Like I never really been even close to a single mom. Like like my sister was a single mom, but it's like she had my mom, she had my dad, and like her baby dad lives up the street. So it's like when they're out of town like that, and you just want them to get to know your kid, like. It's just different. So, yeah.
And I felt that. Like, my biological father left when I was 5. I did not hear from him again until I was 16 years old. So I can, even though I don't want him to come back. Don't come any fucking near me. But like, I can understand for you. It's probably similar to how my mom felt when my biological father finally called.
Right.
11 years later.
Right.
She was like, this will be good for you. Like, you deserve to have that connection.
Right.
And I can imagine that for you, it was the same.
Yeah. And then people were eating me up like, oh, it was this whole argument of like an inconsistent dad is worse than, like kind of, sometimes however they were putting it. But I'm like, it was messy because it's like people were saying like, oh, my inconsistent dad ruined my life, or, oh, I wish that my dad would have came around here and there. And it's like, I feel like both ends you want the opposite end. So it's like, it was hard. It was really hard to figure out like, how do I do this? How do I make it work for Gigi? But then something just clicks and you're like, you do it. Like you step up, you be mom, you be dad, and the rest is history. Like, I'm sure you're so thankful for what your mom did for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to have that clarity of like, you don't need any man to raise like, cool if they're there, great, amazing. Obviously, pick the right person. Like, I'm definitely gonna coach Gigi and like, make sure that she hopefully doesn't go down the route that I went. But it's all learning experiences, and as a young mom at that. And going through postpartum, we're so give grace to postpartum until you see postpartum full time. Then we don't want to give grace. And it's just, I don't like that. It'll never be okay.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I feel like there's a lot of projection that goes on from people who, like you just said, like, oh, I had an inconsistent dad or my baby daddy's inconsistent and I chose, okay. But that's your choice. That's you. And honestly, I do feel from situations that I've seen in my own life and in other things that I've seen that a lot of people make decisions for their kids prematurely.
They do.
I don't think I understand the idea that like if a parent is inconsistent in and out of their lives, what is that going to do for the child?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Exactly.
But to make the decision of you don't get to see this child because you're not consistent with me and you're not consistent with them, I don't know that I think that that's the fair thing to do.
Yeah.
Who am I to say so? But like, I don't know if I feel like that's fair either.
For me, it felt like if I just kept him from the baby, it's like, okay, if I keep him from the baby, I'm going to get called a bitter baby mom. I'm bitter. I don't want him to be around my kid because he's inconsistent. And then if you're around, then I'm doing it for me. You know what I'm saying? And like, I can when I make a mistake, I'll own it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just got out of that. And one day the brain fog cleared. And it's like, I've made so many choices that I would never make, like as somebody who's clear-headed, but it's like when you're in it, it's like watching it from a bird's eye view. Okay, cool. But like when you're in it and it's like going through an obstacle course and everybody's over you with the camera watching Morgan take this turn, Morgan take that turn. And you don't know which way to go. You just are figuring out life as it goes. And that's all I had to do was figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say you turn 25 tomorrow.
My last 24 being 24.
The way your frontal lobe is going to bust the fuck wide open.
I know.
Like a stripper.
Does it look big right now?
It's going to blow your mind. I'm so excited for you.
I know.
I literally saw your post and I was like, oh, like you're going to be.
Yeah, I am.
On another fucking level.
I am.
You're already there.
Yes.
But any woman can tell you that once that frontal lobe opens, it's literally like a third eye and you see everything differently.
Yeah, like these past, I don't even know. It's like, I remember even like I was talking to my friend, like I'm getting my nails done. I'm like, girl, like something is just hitting me. Even my friends are like, Morgan is like, they're like, she's done. She's had, like, it's just a lot of things change at once, especially like my social media is changing and I'm taking Gigi off social media and I'm focusing on me and like doing more of what I want to do and like becoming who I want to be as a woman. And like, even just like career wise, like getting into influencing, like, sure, I do content, but I want to influence, like, cause I can. So it's just like all these things are happening at once and you just see so much good come at once and it's like it just clicks. It literally just clicks and it's almost scary. It's like, like, am I okay? I'm like, who is she?
I know. Well, the thing about it is once it happens, you can't unsee.
Yeah.
Like once you see,
I agree.
You can't unsee and you won't.
Yeah.
And it makes it harder to go back to things that don't serve you.
Yeah.
Because this is what we all have fucking been there. And that's why, like, and I'm giving grace to those women too, because I don't know what they've been through, who has put them through what, and what kind of struggles they've had to face. But what I do know is that we all have been there in some way, shape, or form. And to sit here on some type of high horse, especially for my girls that are in their 30s like me or older.
Yeah.
To look down on you or to make these takes that I'm like, you bitches are crazy.
And then it's like you go to their page and it's like, oh, you have 5 videos about me. They all have 1 million. And then why do all of yours have 1,000?
Yeah.
You can't even hit 1,000 views without talking about me. It's like, I'm not listening to you. Like you're the last person that I'm going to listen to and take advice from. It's just, that's how it is. Like, but when your frontal lobe develops, you almost become like, I'm scared of myself. I'm like, I've just unlocked somebody who like, I'm going to make every single person that doubted me, like I'm literally stepping on their necks.
Yeah.
No apologies, no speaking up for anything, no confronting anything, no clearing any rumors anymore. It's just like, I'm doing these podcasts, and then tonight at midnight, the story's done. It's out there. Say what you want. And yeah, I took my baby daddy back. Amazing. Great. So did you. So did your mom. So did your grandma.
Yes, you did.
And guess what? They're still alive. They're still popping it. And I will be too. So that's what it is.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
That's what it is.
I don't know, Morgan. The shit that I have seen is just like very vile. And I'm not saying that. I can see how watching you take him back or have him back in your life, or you guys were in a relationship again.
Yeah, but when people were like starting saying like that we were in a relationship and all that, that's what was frustrating. They were saying that I was lying and this that. It's like, do you want me like? This is so TMI, but like I gotta.
Girl, nothing is TMI
like,
here.
Okay, so the night I pop my pussy, you want me to get on and say, hey, like, yep, I just didn't know. Like, who's doing that? Like, be a little classy. You know what I'm saying? Like. Girl, I already tell y'all all my business. Let me save something for me. Like, oh my goodness. So it's just like, yeah, you saw where it was headed, but that doesn't mean like on January 3rd, she had sex with him. It's like, kind of like, that's why, it's just like that. I'm a business teller, but that was crazy.
Not that much.
It is that much. That's the thing though. I don't mind, but like, we listen and we don't judge. Like, I'm not a judgmental person. Like, I'm the most unjudgmental, unapologetic person you could ever meet. You could tell me anything and I don't care. So seeing people build you up and then you didn't even take this man back yet. You know what I'm saying? If I am, okay, cool. But like, I hadn't even taken him back yet. And I was getting eaten up. So it's like, okay. And then they told me, well, we don't want to hear him. We don't want to see him. We don't want to talk about it. I didn't let y'all hear him. I didn't let you see him and I didn't talk about it. Now I'm lying.
And hiding him.
Now I'm lying. Oh, and now I'm hiding him. Who wants to film in front of a man, period? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. And he says, I told him to go get in the bathroom. No, I didn't. You could have been anywhere, just not in front of my face while I'm filming. Like, but, and then he went back home too. So it was like, he wasn't there to stay. Obviously we rekindled, but no, they were on it. They were on it. They were on it, but they were right. I mean, they were right. I took him, you know what I'm saying? They were right. They ate on that one little thing. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, you can be right without being mean. You don't have to be hateful. You don't have to be mean. The things that I've seen from like just TikToks, Reddit, I'm like, is everybody okay? Like, why are we?
I'm scared of them
going in like this. Like, I think that there's a difference. I can appreciate people, older women who are looking at your situation and being like, hey, these are the red flags that you might be missing that we're seeing, and wanting to come from a place of like care and a big sister energy.
For sure.
Versus the shit that I've seen. So that I just have to put that out there because it is very scary to think that we have a world of women that can't rally around someone when they are struggling and when they clearly are in a crisis, which we know you guys got back together. We know that he has a plethora of other baby moms that have come out and everybody's come forward. And he himself came forward. You never named him.
No.
But he decided to make his page and make himself known.
Yeah, he said, I'm here. He said, I'm back, baby. Where the love at? Like, oh my goodness. That was crazy.
Did he text you before he did that?
No, so I had texted him because he always was like, I'm going to pop out and I'm going to destroy everything. You just wait till I hit this gym. Like, he was like, wait till I get this 6-pack and I'm on camera. I'm like, okay, well, at least I know it's not happening. Like,
but that's a very weird flex.
No, yes.
Like,
so
why would you
I
want
to get camera ready? Like, yes. I was like, okay, sassy, pop off. Like, okay, but so people had found my baby registry.
Oh.
Yes, because this girl had made this video and she was like, I just want to know one thing. And this was the first video I had ever saw made about me, really. And she was like, who is the random man from Atlanta? And it was getting views. And I was like, I was telling my cousins, I'm like, don't click on her page. Like, don't give it any more attention. I don't want it to feed to the algorithm. And literally that night, they had a name, they had a Facebook, they had a phone, they had everything. Like, so. And then I texted him because it was like 2 a.m. I was like, so they found you. I was like, fun's over. Like, I know you're gonna come out. I was like, I was really upset that they found him because it was like, it wasn't supposed to be found. You know what I'm saying? It was really, and it was never like meant to be really any harm towards him. I don't think people say I said this on the last podcast I was on, but like people say I bashed him. I don't think that like if I tell a story of what you did to me, it's not bashing.
Yeah.
Like it's just telling a story.
It's your truth.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this happened to me and that's not bashing. I mean, I did say I want his chain to get snatched, but that's besides the point. Like, you know, I had to do some spice in there. And I said I'm gonna go on a rocket ship and never come back. But
well,
that was, you know, I say things. So, but yeah, it was crazy. So
but did he know about the videos that you were posting?
He did.
Oh.
So he knew about the videos. I actually, like, when I was in the trying to get my man backstage, you know, because you go through that, like, you really do. Like, and I told him, I was very humble when I said my story. Like, I had begged him to come back to Michigan and all that. Like, I was down bad. Like, so I told him, because we had always wanted to do content together. Like, always, it was so cringy, like a little couples channel. That was cringy. I'm glad.
It's okay.
Because that would never
Your 25-year-old self will know not
me.
to do that.
But so he was like, maybe we'll do it, whatever. Like, maybe I'll come back. You know, he was always like flirting with the idea of getting our family back. And then one day I was like, I'm bored. I have nothing. I can't go out. I have Gigi. Like, I don't have a babysitter. Like, I'm just going to post on TikTok. So he saw all the videos and he would text me. I would post it. I was hustling. I was posting a video morning, in the middle of the day on my break. I literally had a schedule. It's kind of insane. In the morning, I would get her ready and post a video, and I would make sure I dropped Random Man from Atlanta, or I'd say like, oh my God, she doesn't have dad. I just thought it was kind of funny. Like, you know, like it was just funny. Like
well, you're turning your trauma into something.
Exactly. So then this sounds bad coming off tongue, but lunchtime I would make sure that I threw shots at him, because when people like it, you keep on going, and they didn't know him. So I'm like, this is just fun. Yeah. So yeah, I would throw shots at him at lunch. And then it's almost like I would troll him, so he would text me something crazy so I can get on there. As soon I'm making you mad, and then you're taking my bait, because as soon as you make me mad, like I'm putting this on a merch shirt, and I'm getting online and I'm saying it. Yeah. So then evening I would come home, and I would be a little bit more demure because my parents would be home and I had to film in front of them. So I'm like just making little bottles, you know? Yeah. So I had a schedule, and after each video I posted, he would give me something else to say in the next. So I'm like, you're falling into these traps at this point. Yeah. And it's like, you played me, let me play you. You know?
And you were making money.
Yeah, but it was funny. But he also would laugh at them. He got to a point where he was just like, I get it. Yeah. He was like, whatever, like, just make your videos. So it was never like a really hate, I feel like. Like, people think that I hate him. Like, I never hated him. You know, I had a kid by you. So it was, then he found us, and the fun was over real fast.
Yeah, and the internet found him.
Yeah.
So after that happens, obviously things take a turn. You take him back, you guys start trying to work on this family. This whole time, did you know about the other baby moms? Like, did you know that they existed, and like, what was the status?
So people always say that I said that he had no kids. I never said that. I was very good at social media, and it's like, people will call me a liar. I don't think that's lying if you know how to kind of build a following and you know how to tell a story. So I came on, and somebody had asked me, like, did you know he had all his kids? And I was like, I remember making the video, I was like, if I knew Timu Buchanan like had all those kids, and I would have never got with him. And like, that's true, because when I met him, my cousins asked him, because we were all friends, we were in a little friend group. My cousins asked him, do you have any kids? He said, I have 2 kids. And I immediately was like, oh, I can't mess with you. Like, I don't mess with men with kids, whatever. Then I went back, and then I talked to my parents, and they each have a kid before, and they've been married for 30 years, tight as ever. And they were just like, well, I mean, they were like, you don't have to talk to him, because, you know, that is your option if you don't want to deal with a man with kids. But they were like, does he take care of the kids? I was like, yeah, he takes care of the kids. Like, he said he did. Does he see his kids? Yeah, he sees the kids. Like, does he help with the kids? Yeah, he helps with the kids. So they were like, then why are you, they were like, this man's grown, like, you're grown too, like, that's your decision. So yeah, I gave him a chance, and then they just popped up left and right. It was like crazy. So yeah.
And while you guys are co-parenting / rekindling, all hell kind of like broke loose. Yeah. Towards, I mean, well, first in April, he posts a picture of you some like revenge porn
Oh,
photo situation.
I know. Giving top is crazy. Like, oh my goodness. Like, that's crazy.
What was the conversation after that? And how did we end up still together through the end of the year?
Mm-hmm. So it was like, it was really, that was a really like messy time of my life because basically like he had posted me in a bathing suit, like, cause I was walking around, we were on vacation kind of, do you even call that a vacation if it's just like misery? Like, but we were in Florida and we weren't together. That's the thing. Like he was telling me we weren't together. So I'm telling people we aren't together. So then why are you coming back and saying we're together if you tell me we're not,
Yeah.
So, he posted a picture of me in a swimsuit from like the back. And I was like, that's not cool. Like, cause I don't post that content. Like, I don't, I just didn't post that content. Like, that wasn't me. I didn't feel comfortable cause it was like a thong. Like, and I was actually going to grab my cover up that I got from Target, real cute. Like, you could have posted that. And he posted the back, and I had asked him, I said, can you please not post that? Because I think he showed it to me on his photo. I was like, can you please not post it? Like, I don't want it to make it seem like I'm just like, and you came into my room because we had separate rooms in the house. Like, we literally slept in separate rooms in the house. I'm like, you came into my room and made it look like I'm walking around the house. No, that's not what happened. He posted it anyways, and I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, let me get my get back. Let me post your butt crack. So he bent over, and the booty was out. So I zoomed in and posted the butt crack.
You know that is not the same.
I know.
The girls did not want to see his booty crack.
I know, but then he took it there. He ate me up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
But that was like, we were kind of we laughed at the butt crack, and he always saw, like, I showed him the videos before I posted it, and he didn't say anything about it. Like, and it wasn't even technically his butt crack. It was literally like just his back crack, but that's not a problem. That'll look like a butt crack. So yeah. Then he came and he was like, oh, I got something to post. Because we were on live and we were really kind of friends. And like, we were friends. We were laughing on live, which I feel like we should be able to. Like, I get it. Like, I started my page differently, but we were laughing on live and then he took it there. And it was like, why do you do that? So he posted like from the mouth up. And I wish that I wouldn't even have called it revenge porn. But what happened was he hopped on his own live after that because we were on my live. This is so messy. I know you're like too classy for this, but
no, girl, bye.
But this was on my live. Stay off live. Stay off live. You don't see Beyonce live, don't go live.
No.
But yeah, so
I don't go on there because I don't know what is going to come out of my mouth.
Literally same.
I need to censor myself.
So yeah, we were on the live and he posted it. Then he got on his own live and people were like, I thought that he posted the full photo with like it in my.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so
But
gross.
no, but that is revenge porn.
It low-key is.
It is.
Yeah, okay, good. Cause like I feel I'm like, did I take it too far and say that?
No.
And like I wish that I wouldn't have posted a video, but we live and we learn. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I had to address it as like, I'm not okay with this.
Yes.
But then like still taking it back, so it's counteracting each other, but when I told you, like, you really just got to go back until you just can't take any sometimes you have to, like, and it was just, that was the case. Like, that was the case. But it was toxic back then, but it wasn't like what it got to. You know what I'm saying? So it was always like these little things where like, you shouldn't have done that. But he would gaslight me into thinking that like, he's just playing. And like, then the internet would be like, she deserves this. So I'm like, it was hard.
I saw that there was like a turn in his favor. Of people like being like on his team. And I'm Team Jquan. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Because if this was any woman, you would not be okay with it. But because it's a woman who posts her life on the internet, all of a sudden it's okay.
Exactly. And it was like this thing where like everything I would say, he would counteract. And it would be like low-key lies. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you're making it once I took you back, it's like people are gonna believe what you say because you said it. Like I remember he posted a Cash App, like, and it's like $50,000. First of all, if you look on your Cash App right now, it's gonna show every single transaction from years. So a lot of that was like when we paid rent together, like stuff like that. Like that's all included in that $50,000. Not only that, people still to this day think I'm lying. My card had stopped working back then, so I would Cash App him, like, and he was in Michigan, so he would just use his Cash App card. So I like bought a car with that and everything. Like literally put a down payment on a car. Like a lot of that money I used or we used together, or it was my half of the bill or whatever the case may be. And then it's like, but you made it look like I literally sent that to you. So it's like it was like, why are you doing? It was kind of just like, it became a vicious cycle of like, every single time that I would get a little bit of happiness, he would just be like, I watch this. Like literally like watch this. Like, and it was so tiring, especially because I was getting eaten up and the girls, like, they were being so mean. And then people were always, they twist every single thing that you say. And it's like, it becomes this vicious cycle of like, once the internet doesn't like you, and then it becomes a thing where if I'm getting views off of hating her, like, why not? And like, okay, T, I feel that, you know what I'm saying? But like, it was a lot. It was a lot for my mental, and I'm so glad I'm out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's exhausting, but it's also kind of like, it can be addictive. Like toxic relationships, that's why they're toxic, because you want to get away from it, but then things draw you closer, and then you have this child, and you have to, like, you're trying to raise together, and it's a whole thing. But then at the end of last year, you hit a breaking point. There was a domestic abuse situation, and you posted a very vulnerable video. How was that response?
It was I really didn't even, once I posted it, I really just logged out for like a while. Like, I wasn't talking to anybody, because I'm like, at that point, when you know what you've been going through and all the signs were there, and now you guys want to say, oh, well, we didn't know, and this and that. No, the signs were there. Like, I almost could cry thinking about it, because it's like, you guys didn't care. I literally was crying for help. You guys did not care. Like, you guys were still talking about me. Like, I was getting online. I remember, like, I would, like, low-key, like, once I came around, it was like my nails were always broken and like they were bleeding, and like I would post that on the videos. And it's like, I remember like telling my management team at that time, and they were the first people that I had told. I told them everything that had happened, and I'm like, I need help. Like, I need out. I need PR. Like, this was my first time I had asked for PR. Like, I thought for sure they were gonna get me out of it. Like, my managers were like, girl, like, I'm so glad you came. Like, through you know, that's a hard story to tell. And they dropped me. Like, it was just like so much at once. And then I was like, you know what? I don't care what people say, because everything's out at this point. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm just done with this situation. I'm going to say what happened. And it's real life, unfortunately, for women that go through it. And I am strong. I can take it. I don't give a shit what people say about me, especially today. But it's hard to see the girls that DM me and they're like, I'm going through this right now. And I'm like, they see those videos that people are making fun of it. And like, they see those videos that people are making saying that it's my fault. And it's like, it hurts to know that there are women out there that are seeing those videos, still going through it head on. And it's like, you guys aren't even thinking, you guys are so caught up on talking bad about me and bringing me down and saying that I deserve it or whatever the case may be. You're not even thinking like your best friend could be going through that. My friends didn't know. I made sure my friends didn't know. I made sure my parents didn't know. I made sure my sisters didn't know. You don't know until you really don't know who it could be. So just making fun of it in general is just, it's disgusting. It's tasteless and it's not cute. And and karma, one thing about it, it's always coming. So
but
I just had to leave it alone.
That's a really good point that you make, because that could be your sister, that could be your mom, that could be you. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what kind of situation that you'll be in. I mean, you talked about covering scars with pimple patches, so people
like scratches
would think
on my face. Like, it's crazy.
And he told you that he was going to start hitting you in places that people wouldn't know, they wouldn't be able to see. Like, that is so diabolical and inappropriate.
And then people say, why didn't you tell the cops? I told the cops. Like, the cops sided with him. Like, plenty of times, like I said, I want, you know, I hate to talk about it, but it's like, I've told the cops, right, I want him out of I don't feel safe. I want him out of my house, whatever the case may be. Oh, well, his address is on the ID. We're not doing anything. Or cops walk in and it's like, oh, you're playing the game? What's going on? Oh, well, they'll look me in my eyes. If there's another call, somebody's going in. It's like, are you serious? Like,
but this is
real life.
How women die. Like, this is how things
it literally
escalate to that
until
point.
Until you go through that, it's like, and you feel gross. You feel disgusting. You feel like, how on earth did I get to this situation? And it's so hard. Like, it is so hard to get out of that. And so, like, I literally, it's like, I would never blame a woman for that. I would never, because A man has no place ever putting his hands on a woman. But like, and then people tear apart my family and everything. And it's like, I was never raised around anything like that. Like, my dad is the most gentle soul on this earth. Like,
yeah,
it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Like, and the way the people's reactions are just, for the most part, it was very uplifting when everything came out. But it's still kind of like, I will never forget how people treated me.
Yeah.
Ever. And it's like a personal fire inside of me to like come back way stronger than before because everybody doubted me. Everybody was calling me fat. Everybody was calling me ugly. I had pimple faces. I was puffy. My cortisol was up. I was ruining my life. Like, you know, you're not ruining your life. You're learning and you're going to get through it. And any woman out there is going to get through it. It's not ruining your life. You're going to get over it and then you're going to come out better. And that's what I'm going to show people. And that's where I'm at today. Like,
exactly.
That I everything happens for a reason and I'm out of it. It's not going to happen again. And we learn, we live and we learn.
I'm so proud of you.
I love you.
And you should be so proud of you.
Yeah, I am.
And Gigi's going to be able to look back on this time one day and be so proud of you.
And my relationship with Gigi never been better. Like, something about even like the first few weeks before but like something about taking her off of social media and just like her just being like her and I, that little time is like, it's so different. And it's so, you think so much more clear.
Yeah.
Once that postpartum goes away. I always claimed that I didn't have postpartum. I would get mad when people say that. I'm like, you're just blaming my regular depression on like postpartum and like that's not cool. No, like it's a brain fog that, like, I was talking to my makeup artist about this the other day. Like, she's like, there's this brain fog that is just there and then one day it's literally not. And like you just think so clear and you see clear and your relationship with your child is so much better. And your relationship with your friends is better and just everything is better. Like, yeah. And I'm so glad I'm there because, girl, I was in the trenches.
Well, I think people forget how long postpartum can take years.
And they say it's 2 years. And what's crazy is mine was really exactly 2 years. Like, it was literally 2 years. Like, I look back at who I was as a mom 2 months ago and I'm like, I know I was a bomb-ass mom. I know that I did everything I could for Gigi, but now I'm like, who was she? Like, I think that I was a horrible mom, but I know for a fact that I wasn't. But it's like, compared to who I am now, it's so different. It's like something just clicked. It's so bad because you almost don't even like remember. Like, you look back on these videos, it's like, where was I? Like, I was there. I was going through the motions, but where was I? It's like time lost. And now it's like, Gigi's walking and Gigi's talking and things get so much easier because she can tell me what she wants and we could talk about our day. We could dance together. We can do everything, sing Frozen songs together. Like, it's just a beautiful moment of clarity and peace and happiness. And it's just amazing.
It sounds like you're feeling like present.
I feel very present.
Yeah.
I feel so present in the moment. Like, and even just like taking this leap and being able to like understand like, okay, you can go to New York for a podcast. You're allowed to do that. Like, everything's gonna be okay. Yeah. Okay, that $47 spear fight, we're gonna get there. And everything's gonna be fine. And so I feel so much better now that I know, like, because like I thought being a good mom was like, I'm with her every day. I'm here every day. She's not going to a babysitter's house. My parents aren't watching her. She's never had a sleepover up until last night. Like, so you think you're a good mom. But no, you need that time to yourself and you need that clarity to yourself. And now that I've taken her offline, it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
like,
well, the reactions to that were crazy. I'm like,
they were.
I've never seen more people feeling entitled to another woman's child. Yeah. The way that people were like, well, if you don't post her, I'm not going to follow you.
Okay, bye.
Hey.
Bye. Let them go. Bye. Because why?
It's a strange reaction to not being able to see a baby that you don't know.
I do. And don't get me wrong. I totally understand the genuine people who are like, because like I could never, like, and I said it in that video, I can't be mad at you if you don't want to follow me anymore. I'm not mad. Do I not understand? Absolutely. Okay, I understand, but I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Like, because
you showed your child. Exactly. People feel attached to her.
And not only that, like when I had a wish list for like, you know, you do your little Amazon wish list and you think that like that's the steps. Like they would send her diapers and they would send stuff. And like I get it. Like I truly do get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like if you want what's best for Gigi, our relationship has never been better up until now. Like, and it's just like it brings me to tears just thinking about it. Like I feel like such a better mom now. And like, I don't knock people for posting their kid because do what you want, girl. I don't care. Not my kid, not my problem. But like, I just feel so much better about it. And I feel so much better for her safety and so much better for like, you don't know if your kid wants to be online. You just don't.
Yeah,
you don't know. Yes, she loves the camera. Yes, like mommy, camera, pictures, like smile, like, but she doesn't know where that footage is going. You don't know what creep is out there. Like, and people are like, oh, well, you use her to rise to fame. Did you guys not understand the brain fog that I was in? And like, I never had time to pick a niche. I blew up in 2 weeks. Like, I didn't have time to pick a niche and figure out what I wanted to do and figure out if I wanted, like, when I was pregnant, I was that mom that was like, oh, I'm never posting my kid. Like, I was like, my mom was mad at me. My sister, she's like, I have 500 Facebook friends. Like, I can't post it. Friends only. No, don't post my baby. Babies don't belong on the internet. That's how I was. And then you just fall in love with them and you're like, I want to show you off to the world. I'm so obsessed. It's literally your heart outside
People
of your
post their
body.
kids all the time.
They do.
But they don't always blow up for it.
Yeah. And like people are like, Gigi's the reason she got you famous. Okay, so Gigi, okay. So Gigi was editing the videos and she was talking and she was doing the voiceovers. Okay.
Yes, she was doing the zoom in.
Like she posted it, she logged in, she made this TikTok account.
Yeah,
I was the background character, but I did that. Like, stop playing.
Yes.
So, and then they're treating me like I was bored. Y'all were laughing hard at me a year ago. I carried TikTok on my back plenty of times.
They know that they were given so much life by the videos.
Give me my respect.
If they weren't, then people wouldn't have 20-part story times talking about them.
Give me my respect. Respect where it's due.
I feel like entitlement is crazy.
It absolutely is.
And people have a lot of it. And I think that the way that you are going about things now, the path that you are on now is so beautiful. And I just can't wait to see what comes next.
I'm so excited.
What are you thinking? Like, what is next for you?
It's like everything. Like, I always knew I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to do TikTok. I wanted to do YouTube. But like, now I really, truly feel like I've missed out on so much just by like being a mommy. I was never supposed to be a mommy content. And like some of my favorite channels are mommy and me pages. You know what I'm saying? But I have a personality that needs to be seen and like it needs to be out there and I'm going to put it out there and like I'm never going to stop being me. And if you thought I was going to stop being me, I'm going to go crazy now. And so being in this clear headspace, it's like now I can really get into influencing and I can really get into, okay, if you want to be an actress, what's holding you back? Yourself? Because like people will love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to be an actress. I want to be on reality TV. They should probably give me a script, but I want to be unscripted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be myself. And I'm not worried about like, people are like, you ruined your life. Brands don't want to work with you. Let them. Because guess what? This rebrand that's coming, you're going to want to work with me soon. So, and don't come crawling back.
I know that's fucking
like I know my worth. I know my content is good. Brands, and I still do get brand deals. I don't know why people act like don't do me in like that. Like I'm not fully unmarketable. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm keeping it cute and I'm keeping it about me. And I don't, I do plan to in the future, like if Gigi runs behind the videos, like I'm not star over her face. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to do all that, but it's like I have to figure out who I am first and then Gigi can return or if she wants to, but this has been a long time coming. Yeah. And it feels good to get back to who I was before I was a mom because I feel so clear right now. Like I'm just like almost like I need to apologize. I can't believe you guys watched me. That was down bad, but I don't
feel like you owe the world an apology. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I feel that way only because like, yes, you put the story out there. You found your community. Your community turned on you because of some decisions that you made. But everybody makes decisions that aren't necessarily like for their highest, best, greatest version of themselves. So there's grace to be had.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I hope that you are giving yourself grace.
Yeah, and I do. I'd like to be kind of hard on myself because I'm like, I gotta push myself. Like I know where I want to be. But yeah, grace is definitely. I think that grace is needed. Like, do I care if you give it to me? Not anymore.
No, you have to give it to yourself.
You do.
These people are not going to do it.
Exactly.
And if they do, they will give it to you and then close their hand to a fist the next. So you really can't count on them for shit.
Exactly. I just, now I'm posting my content. They're like, we don't want to see you do your makeup. We don't want to see this and that. Well, I'm going to do that. And if you don't want to watch, go find somebody else. Exactly. And I love you. I love the time that we had together. I'm so grateful for my platform. Like, but I want to find myself, and I'm going to find myself, and nobody's going to stop me from finding myself. I'm going in full-fledged. Like, I did a photo shoot this week. I posted, like, this week, I stepped out of my comfort zone like no other. Like, I did photo shoot, flight, 2 podcasts in a day, New York City. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, it was crazy. And like back home tonight. So I finally feel like I'm living the life that I wanted and the life that I worked for. I worked to be a content creator. You guys aren't going to take that away from me because I got back with my baby daddy. You're not canceling me because I'm not cancelable. Like, is that a word? Because no, like I'm not going anywhere. Like, don't get me started. Like, it's just funny, but I'm excited. I'm super excited for this. Somebody called it the rebrand of the year. I called it that, but one other person did too. So we're going with that.
So for the people who want to follow the rebrand, where can they find you?
At Morgan Bailey with 2 I's. I'm on IG, TikTok, and YouTube. All the same.
I can't wait to see.
I'm so excited for everybody to see.
You're going to be 25. You're going to be making the best choices.
Okay.
The frontal lobe is fully formed.
My head looks big.
And she's coming into form.
She is.
Good for you, girl.
You saw it first.
Good for
girl.
you.
You saw it first. Okay.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me. I loved this.
I loved it.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm like, should we go get some espresso martinis after?
Yes.
Like, that was deep. This was fun.
Thank you. Bye.
Of course.